Hey folks, welcome to the channel. I don't know what we're in for with this song. I don't know it, but anytime I see family reunion, like when I saw the title of this, I thought family tradition. And I'm like, I already start cracking up because I love that song. I love the feel. I love whatever, you know the song. But this is a gift request. Jason Halverson. Jason, shout out to you. Thank you for this gift. You wanted me to do Wade Hayes' song, Family Reunion. Now, I don't know if he wrote this song, if this is an original to him, or if he's covering it. I don't look all that stuff up, but when I think of these things during the reaction, I just bring them up and you guys can supply the information. And Jason has his own channel. So he didn't ask me to do this, but I'm going to put the link to Jason's channel in the description box down below, just so you can see what Jason's got over there. Help a brother out, you know, type of deal. And yeah, we always like to see the channels grow. So Jason, thank you for the gift, and we're going to get into it. Family reunion. You know something's going wrong. That's what these songs are always about. Well, yeah, maybe not. Let's see. Maybe it's going to be nice to get together.
It won't make the paper like some reunions do. There won't be many people, just me and him and you.
I'm intrigued.
I made a childhood promise. You laughed and dried your tears, but I swore that I'd bring Daddy home, and tomorrow he'll be here. I tracked him down in Denver.
Oh, we had to track him down.
Where he lived all alone. He was just another drifter with a number on his stone. In these things I found a picture where his hands had worn it thin. A smiling bride was by his side, and now you'll be that way again.
So that stone was like a headstone with a number on it. Is that what we're talking here? And he's having him exhumed and be brought back to be buried at this particular family reunion, so he could be next to his former wife, I guess. Let's see.
We'll have that family reunion,
nice backing,
the one you dreamed of until the day you died. But this time, Mama, he's gonna stay forever by your side.
Yeah. Hell of a concept for a song.
I never really knew him. I was no more than a kid. He must have been worth something if someone loved him like you did. It was hard without a man there. You did his part too. I watched your dreams fade through the years, but Mama, this one is coming true. We'll have that family reunion, the one you dreamed of until the day you died. But This time, mama, he's gonna stay forever by your side. This time, mama, he's gonna stay forever by your side.
It's amazing that as we grow through life, when you're a kid, you think all adults are in confederacy against the youth to keep you in line, that they all get along with one another. It isn't until you get older that you find out that adults don't like each other. Some do, some don't, but there's no confederacy, there's no unanimity of opinion or approach to anything. But when you're a kid, you think things are going to go a certain way. When you get older, you think you can make all your own decisions. And then you find out when you get to be older, you can't make all your own decisions. You have to consider all these other people and implications, and if it's your spouse. But you don't lose that childhood sense about you in many ways. You become a man, but you still want your parents' approval. In this case, he didn't really know his father, but he said he must have been a good dude if my mom loved him as much as she did. But here he's going to keep a promise to his mom, who had passed, that he'd bring the dad back home so they could at least be together in death. And as literally morbid as this is, it's still the fulfillment. I had a neighbor who lived across the street from me. His name was Joe. He was older. He lived by himself in a ranch house across the street. And every once in a while, his son, who was like a heavy metal banger, you know. Now, his son was close to my age. And it was funny because when his son came back to visit one day, he and I got to talking in the middle of the street. And he was a nice guy, you know, but all dressed in black, sort of heavy metal type dude. And he had told me that his parents, after being divorced for like 30 or 40 years, got back together again. And I just remember him looking at me. He's like, I need a therapist. Like, and you realize that even as a grown adult, you still have childlike feelings and thoughts. They just don't go away. And this is a very poignant feeling to go to the extent of tracking down your father to keep a promise to your mom. But what a different take. I'm glad I realized right before I got into the reaction that this could actually be, any good songwriter can take a common theme that you might think is going to be funny and rip your heart out with it, or vice versa, where you think something's going to be serious and it turns out to be hilarious. This was one right before. I'm like, well, no, this isn't necessarily going to be a family tradition thing or where things are funny and things go wrong at this reunion. A good songwriter, and this songwriter did it, just brought it around. The composition was so good for this. It was really good. The drum was metronomic, which to me always symbolizes just the way in which time is passing. But it kind of hit hard, so that kind of said how much this guy's emotionally invested in it. That's how I interpret it. Whether music theorists or whether it was intended would agree with that, in one sense doesn't matter because music allows for this interpretation. But the steel, just the way the instruments came in slowly and sort of almost like a funeral march, but it was a proper funeral march in keeping with the promise he'd made to his mother to get him back together. But it's just going to be him at the graveside who's got living flesh. The other two have passed. So, Jason, beautiful, beautiful song, beautiful request, man. That was just, I mean, you want to cut, this could be a poster child for a country song as well. I mean, there's beautiful heart in that. There's childlike quality to it because of his desire to get his parents back together for his mother's sake, basically, but for his too. The number that struck me was a 9.3. You guys are requesting songs, man. You guys know your stuff, and I love that. I never know what I'm getting into. Not every song knocks my socks off, but I see why you request them, even if they're like 8.2s or 8.3s. I see why you request them, and I love it. I love it. So, Jason, thank you, my friend, for the gift and this request. Leave your comments, folks, for Jason, for me, however you want to leave them. and we'll go from there. Have a great day. See you on another video. Keep rocking the country.